only in Ghana where the rich can become the needy at the same time. Scholarship way them for they take give me than you, then they take give big man. What am I talking about? The Fourth Estate expose on the Scholarship Secretariat. How did we get here? What is the social contract to society? Well, we are about to get into all of these right here on Sauce and Pepper. Don't go in.
Here. I can be wearing all kaftan, I can be driving the best of cars, but perhaps I may be needy. When I was the president of the National of Ghana Students, at some point in time I needed to seek help because at some point in time I was in school and I couldn't.
But that's why they say cut your coat according to your size. You can't come trying to look expensive when you know you are needy.
But at the end of the day, it is discretionary
the persons
because
they are
if
related
I have
to have money enough to even fund campaigns.
If my uncle,
in a party.
listen, if my uncle is Kenuforiata, it doesn't mean that I'm what to do.
How about Blay? Why are you not talking about
that?
Why are you
See,
not
let me
talking
tell you
about
something.
Hold on.
No, when you were speaking, I was quiet.
That's fine.
The question of Blay is established. That yes, indeed, we've established that.
Since the release of the expose by the Fourth Estate, Manasseh Azuri's Fourth Estate, the minority in parliament have come out to make some demands. I would read those demands, but before I do that, I would want to read some of the list, the beneficiaries of this scholarship scheme, whether truly there are people who are in need of a scholarship like this. So we have Raphael Patrick Safo, and his connection is Ashanti Regional MPP Youth Organizer, and he got an amount of £5,950. We also have Kelvin Ofori Jima, president of NPP UK TESCOM, an NPP youth activist. He also got an amount of £17,355.
Share the money.
We are sharing. And we also have Gifty Owari Mensa, Ni Owari Abuaje. She got an amount of £18,450.
Who is she?
NPP youth activist, deputy director, National Service Secretariat. Wow, this is crazy.
She's deputy director of the National Service Secretariat. Okay.
And we also have Zina Asante, daughter of actress and CEO of the National Film Authority, Juliet Asante. We also have Nana Adobia Asante Epietu. She is the daughter of the former Inspector General of Police, David Asante Epietu. We also have Michael, who, yes, is serious. Michael, this is Michael Ofori Atta Jr., who is related to the president, Akufo-Addo, former finance minister Ken Ofori Atta, and personal assistant to Gabi Dako Ochre.
Just for the fact that the guy has a clear connection to the finance minister, that's a loan, PEP. Should stop you from going ahead.
So where does this leave the people who truly need this? And majority of them are the youth. Where does it leave the youth?
Well, the youth who's their fathers.
They are the ones stealing from them. They are the same.
No, you said where does this leave the youth?
Yes.
I mean, Ghanaian youth who actually need
their fathers should also get.
So where is their fathers? You see, well, that's what the Bible said. Your name will open doors for you. You know, their names are not opening any doors. These people, their names are opening doors for them. So don't hate.
This is not hating. It's a matter of equity.
On a more serious note, I don't know where to start from. You know, so you are in this country, you are a youth in this country. You struggle to go through school, and these people, their generation, the generation of these politically exposed people, the politicians.
Yes.
When they were going to school, university was free.
Yes, it was.
They were in a room.
They had
dining. They were being fed for free.
Yes.
There was a time where they were demonstrating against the Nkrumah government that they are eating too much chicken.
Yes.
So they want fish. And then those days when you finish university, just because you have a degree, your job is waiting for you. A bungalow attached to it. When the state used to employ lots of, Nkrumah was a socialist guy, so the state must control everything. So all the companies were state-owned, most of them. So it's your job is ready for you, your car is ready for you, your bungalow is ready for you. That is what they enjoyed. What did they give us, this generation? Legon a room that is supposed to have 2 people, two people in a room, have sometimes 8. That is, so every bed, right? So now legitimately is 4 beds. Each bed has 1 percher.
Yeah.
So that's 8. The inner room also have like, in the inner room there, they can take more. So there are like 3 perchers in the inner room. Then the space on the floor, people are sleeping there with mattress. Then the corridors, people are sleeping there. That is what they gave you, the youth, after enjoying what they enjoyed during their time. That's what they handed over to you. That's not a problem. This same politician, we can be sitting here and recording this and the light to go off, and that's the end of it.
Very likely.
People are sleeping in heat and all of that, right?
Yeah.
You wake up and then the minister tells you look for your own
timetable.
Same me. I'm just telling you what runs through my mind. They say look for your own timetable. When you flip from that news, then you have the scholarship secretariat list, and then you realize that their children, the people connected to them, they are foot soldiers, all of them. They are the ones getting scholarships. You know, when you don't have a job and you are looking for a way to better yourself or whatever, you apply for that scholarship. You even be lucky if they reply your letter or even they receive it at all. So, how should the youth feel, really? How should they feel in this cocktail of misery that the people they elect for put, like, there's no shame. Shame has vanished. I really don't know where to even start from. For the government worker or the politician who happens to be an employee of the state, that person getting a scholarship, there's a little argument for it, because the mandate of this, let me read the mandate of the scholarship secretariat for you properly.
Very well.
So they said, and it's very simple and straight to the point. They said, our mission is to utilize government funds. Government funds is the taxes that they've been raising every day. Now VAT is 21 point something %. Like you are paying, everybody's paying NHIL levy. All the levies on the indirect taxes that you pay, that is what, and the direct ones come to government funds. Get fund to, are we still paying get fund? Yes, we are paying get fund. Also on indirect tax, on the levies that show, literally what it means is that the bread seller at the corner there, see, these 2 funds, I'm getting worked out because they are indirect taxes. Right? So get fund, she pays get fund when she picks straw to go to the market to go and take banana and all of that. She pays get fund because the driver pays the get fund levy on the fuel.
Yes.
And it's passed on to her. So the money taken from her and all of that,
this is what they use it
that
for.
is what they have used it to give Michael Oforiatta Junior. So,
wow.
And this is the guy who will go to school, come back again and say, your fathers did not. So when we finish, get fund. Donor support for the provision of donor support. The reason why Akufo-Addo cannot talk about the LGBTQ this because of donor support. When the money comes, then he goes to give it to Michael Oforiatta Jr. Okay.
Yeah, you are very particular about Michael Oforiatta.
Because the Oforiatta name, no, he said they bought me past everything.
Like,
Michael Oforiatta
if not for
Jr.
anything, for the fact that name is there, shouldn't it deter you?
Then what? Brilliant, but so for the provision of scholarships to brilliant but needy students and qualified workers at a minimum access cost. So the point I was making, we can argue that the politician who is a government worker, yes, he deserves to get some funding to better himself for the state. However, it says that he has to pay a minimum access cost for the human resource development for the purposes of national growth. So they have to show, the ones that they are arguing that these are government, they have to show what they have paid in the minimum access cost, because it's assumed that they are not needy. Well, they are not exactly brilliant also needy. You know, because it is brilliant and needy. So at the two parameters, I'm not too sure. But yes, they are supposed to pay a minimum access fee. Now let's go to the brilliant but needy. What is Gabriel Chidaku's PA doing for the state? Does Gabriel Chidaku have a public office, hold a public office? No. Okay. Juliet Asante's daughter, whoever, does she hold a public office? No. It means she has to qualify under the brilliant but needy.
Yes.
Where's the needy in this? Where is the needy?
We are still
factor.
Yeah.
In Gabriel Chidaku's PA's application. Where's the need factor of Juliet? All the names there, all the children of the police. You see, you make it so hard. You know, I keep saying that even about the social contract and all of this, it's just decency, public decency. The social contract says that we all, I have the right to be an individual. I was born in Ghana.
Yeah.
It's a land boundary, whatever, fiscal boundary, and I'm in the boundary. And automatically, by being in the boundary, I give off lots of my right. Like when I earn money, I give up the right of keeping all. Because of a social contract, part of that money is taken. Not even if I want to do it willingly or not, doesn't matter. It is taken from me. Right? Laws and things that restrict my movements, my utterances, my whatever, is taken from me. That's the cost. Now the reciprocation of that, so all that power is given to a set of individuals to say run this country. I've given that off. The reciprocity of that is that there's a social contract. You don't do things like this. When you listen to the arguments that they make, is that, and you see the reason why the social contract exists is privileges have been taken from people and given to you. In the form of power, so you can do the work in the general interest of people who the privileges have been taken care of. So you have to work like a servant. Right. That's the point. You cannot take the privileges.
There's a leadership gap here.
After taking the privilege, then you lord it. Like you are now living in opulence and doing all this kind of nonsense just because you have access to put your child on the scholarship scheme. So you do it. That's not how it works. You get my point?
Yes,
and they ridicule this whole democracy type of leadership, you know, all of it. Like, they just do not care how they looks on them, and what they do.
Some people too have argued that, look, if you want to do this, you want to give these scholarship out, why don't you do it to specific individuals or target groups in areas where we need people, like in IT, in even artificial intelligence,
my brother, even give those scholarship amounts to University of Ghana to train the people.
Exactly, and they also said some of the courses they gave out, they do it very cheap here in our universities.
Half of the courses they gave the scholarship for are courses that are run in Ghana by UG, by KNUST, by Ashesi. Like there's no course that I have gone through. I just there's no course. Look at the 300 list they've released for the foreign. You know, there's the local one and the foreign. For the foreign scholarships they've given abroad, someone took 809,000, 807,000 for postgraduate certificate in project management. Postgraduate set, he's not even doing. What's postgraduate set?
This not even diploma. Certificate.
Okay, so
I know it's a short course. Why the hell will you give someone 807,000 for that, and then you will give that same person for human resource in 2020? So he did the 807 is for both project management certificates and human resource certificates. When you can do that
project management
in MBA, even PMBA, like project management professional course.
How much is it?
How much do we pay to do that?
And the theories of project management is the same whether you go to Hong Kong or you go to which country is under the sea. whichever way, from each
like,
extreme,
what's the benefit
it's the
of
same
that cause
thing.
to
Going
us
to
as
sit
a
in
country
snow
to
to
go
learn
to USA?
a project, but it doesn't make you any more qualified than what you learn here.
When you are in Ghana, or when you go to Lagos, or when you go to KNUST.
So
it's the
even,
courses.
yes.
No, but I understand the people who say, you see, and this thing was released at the same time as the Sawami here thing, and then the Sawami here thing took prominence.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't care, you listening, you hearing this, you suffering, you paying the tax, if you don't take action based on these things, it will. I'm sure in their circles they are just look at this boy, they are talking.
Okay, so you saying that we know this is what the minority in parliament they are asking.
Are they any different?
Well, they are fighting for the minority.
So for the 2016
during their time,
it won't be any different.
So it is the citizen that can, you that So Manasseh Azuri has raised his life, his reputation, everything. He has brought this. You see, sometimes Ghanaians, we deserve exactly what we get. 100%. Because this journalist has raised his life, done whatever, bring this, and no action. There will be no petition. University of Ghana students, there are 33 people. That's why your friend is saying, Katie Amon, you say they will not leave the leadership to the young people today or tomorrow, because we are left to your beard and then there's nothing in your head. By now, university students has Nooks even released the statement. Of course, because the news president is just waiting.
Politically,
he's a politician in transition.
Yeah, all PP.
But that's dangerous.
Politics is the biggest problem in this country.
Democracy.
Like, it is the biggest. See, earthquake can happen in Ghana. Even civil war can happen in Ghana safe, and it won't be the problem of, it won't derail this country the way politics has derailed this country.
But what if?
Can you imagine?
What if the demands like
MA journalism?
MA
journalism. You really go abroad to go and learn journalism.
Yeah,
to come
some courses we shouldn't even have.
How does this go through? So, my first question for the Secretariat is, what is the criteria to get a scholarship to go study abroad? What is they themselves their goal? Is their goal to develop the country looking at the next 25 years? What are the human resources? I keep saying
I think ideally that should be the case, right?
This country does not know what human resource is. I will say it every single day. Nobody has.
My ears tired.
Yes, I'll keep saying it. Because if we know what human resource is, we should be thinking about how to develop human resource for the next 25 years. We come here, we hold conferences about AI and technology, and we are giving people £25,000 to go and study MA journalism. For what reason? Journalism. GIJ can't see journalism. Legon can't see journalism. Tech can't see journalism.
Good journalists have come out of these universities.
Then we go on and we go and give people how do we call it? PhD economics.
You know what? You can even
resolution
tell there's
project management. They're not women that also kind of me before no. BSc finance.
And that's how everybody should feel. Abuse of power, abuse of power and position. How life
social studies.
How life in
someone is about to study social studies.
It's like military coups. So see, the idea of military coups is we have trained 10,000 troops to protect us, and then we use our money and all of that to what's the name? Weaponize them, give them weapons and all of that. One day we get up and they turn the weapons on you, and they take. You see how it is a taboo to even talk about coups in this country, because that's what it means. Yes. That's exactly what's happening. That's the social contract I'm talking about. Like, I can. What is even the state giving me? Seriously, it's not recently that I get water in my house. The power, if I want power, I'm thinking of providing solar for myself. Security, something should be happening here. You call the police. You try 191 right now.
Remember when I called the police about
the man what is the state doing for you? You get my point. Yes. But you give that freedom off. Then that freedom and that power is abused such that the person who needs the benefits of that power doesn't get it. We fuel your car, we give you everything, you are sorted, you are the one still feeding on what is meant for. Like, Charlie,
where does it end?
Coventry University gets most of the You have to start looking at what the link, because Coventry University, there's so many of the scholarships goes to Coventry University.
Me, I keep saying
they're doing courses that are being done in Ghana and done even better. Computer science.
We deserve exactly
really
what we
good
get.
in IT. I said, like seriously, politicians they don't think about the future. So even if you are going to give scholarships to people who are politically exposed, make sure that you can justify it. They are probably good in a course that in the next 15 years we will need in this. So these are people that are going to do courses in AI, courses in development, app development,
medicine.
Medicine. We have Legon is good. Why don't you empower Legon to be able to train more people?
The people taking the decision don't even understand where the world is going to. He doesn't. He's just heard. Maybe out of one of the two classes he went to do in the postgraduate certificate course, he heard that there's something called AI. I've read something. When they travel, when they go for their workshop and they ask them, okay, so honorable, so we have to figure. Yes, I just came back from a conference in Singapore, and now there's something called AI. We have to use AI to solve this one.
This problem is not unique to just our politics. I think
that is all she had. I'm saying she because I don't know why it's a female voice. That is all she had from that conference that she went to. She doesn't understand because if she needs someone who had the department in the ministry in charge of maybe computerization, digitization and something, you're going to look for which one? Tescon UK, or Tescon president, food soldier.
Yes, he's Tescon.
He's the one you go and put it there.
Yes, he's.
So the system.
Yeah, president.
The system is like democracy, but it's more than
so, and then they have the guts to come and tell us that we, the youth, we are not hardworking. How do you tell me I'm not hardworking when I am pulling all my efforts and the systems that not even you, because Scholarship Secretariat, this whole system was in 1960. 1960 is Nkrumah's time. So they didn't even think of this initiative. Nkrumah is the only president that we've had that has always thought about the next 50 years, the next 75 years. Something he started. You are supposed to come and manage. He puts down those systems so that people who are needy, who are brilliant, and thinking about the human resource for the next 5 years, you can empower the society to them. And you take for yourself, give it to people who are extreme. We have politically exposed persons and we have extremely politically exposed persons. That name of Oferiatta alone shouldn't qualify him to even go near there because he has enough resources in his family to fund his scholarship that he needed. There was no need his name should be there.
Charlie,
seriously, why would we do this?
In the last this look, all churches and mosques in this country should be closed down. Let's close it down. Let's close them down for some time because they are not helping anything. I keep saying we are 98% religious in this country, either Christian or Muslim, and then 99% of us are thieves. There's an extra 1%. Those ones, okay, so 99% religious, 98% thieves. The 1% difference, they don't have any. They are not in any position to steal. They don't have any power or any this. So that's why they are not stealing.
It's crazy.
We are.
On that note, they go and collect communion and bless their.
Yes. So we will be wrapping up.
Fire bend them.
But in freeing the youth. Mr. Kwes was mentioning, he made mention of the fact that where is Nukes? They haven't released any statement and all that. And talking about closing down churches. So do you think these measures
that's on the side, but I really think the way I am angry here because I am an EMBA student in Legon.
Okay.
The money I'm paying to study project management plus my plan of doing the professional course in addition, my total cost won't come to 100,000 Ghana cedis at the end of my course. And I'm not ending up with a certificate. I'm ending up with an MBA.
Wow. So this.
So how do you spend 800,000 to end up with a certificate? That's the anger. Because if me, how much am I earning in terms of my salary? Already, SNIT takes half of the money. Government takes the money. When I'm done, indirect taxes takes a lot of the money. So as a Ghanaian, I'm really struggling to pay myself through school.
Yeah.
And then you, the ones who have the resources, are fleecing us from the levies you are taking from us. We should all be angry.
Yeah.
I agree that the investors in Ghana should be angry. In fact, Legon should be angry.
Yeah.
KNUS should be angry. Ashenso should be angry, because even if there are resources to spend, direct those resources to the institutions you have in Ghana. Legon needs the money. KNUS needs the money.
Yeah.
How many people do not get admissions into school because we do not have enough lecturers to take care of them? Lecturers are going on strike every day. We have resources, and we send the resources outside to go and study courses that we are equally good. This courses that they are doing for those $25,000, the lecturers go and lecture in those schools. All the lecturers, all the professors in Ghana have tenures in other universities abroad.
Bob Hinson. He's the 50th. They ranked the best economists in the world. He was 50th.
So it has nothing to do with capacity.
Right.
50th.
It's just people getting the chance to fleece the system. And then the secretary, I agree with the minority. The secretariat has to come and answer. As a person, as a leader, what was your goal for the scholarship?
I don't even know who is the head of this.
Kingsley. One Kingsley.
You see, you don't know.
I'm telling you, one Kingsley.
The politicians that are most dangerous are the ones
you don't know. Yeah.
See, it's only juvenile and amateurish politicians who would jump from. They've given a poll. They are jumping from one radio station to other.
What did you say? When they are full.
Oh yeah, when you are eating table
manners.
Charlie, the ones that are quiet, you don't even know them.
They are the ones you should watch out for.
My guy,
the registrar, his Kingsley Ajima.
Yes, I think we can repurpose, and this is a discussion that has actually gone on before this expose. I think City CBS took it one day. Bernard went on his usual rant on why the Secretariat is not repurposing those funds for the investors in the country, because we have almost every course that I read there: medicine, MA communications, journalism, project management. We have almost 90% of those courses
then send people
being
right
done.
Out
yes, and then send people to learn the courses we don't know. And even that he even made a point, which I want to reiterate his point. Even with the courses that we don't have, instead of sending people, one person to go and learn that course in some Aberdeen somewhere, bring the lecturer in Ghana, create a department, let him train our lecturers, so that we would have exchange knowledge, pass on knowledge to us in Ghana here, and then in the future we don't have to keep sending people to go and study AI, because now in Ashesi they can do the course of AI. What we do
is working, but the
it's working
attitude is not allowing the brain to work.
Forget. In that same rant, after you have brought people in here, you have empowered us, we can now take over.
Yes.
So you see, that is someone who has vision. That's someone who has vision. Because if you train one person today, that person alone has the knowledge. And in that same thought could be applied to so many things we do in this country. It's like when we bring the Chinese to come and set up our oil field industry, and they take the money away. What is the plan to make sure that in the next 30 years, when we are signing the boss, in the next 30 years, they can all go and we can still run on our own? Yeah. I keep saying international trade has never been fair to Africa, and will forever not be fair. And unfortunately, our politicians, I wanted to use a certain word, but I can't use it.
See, for as long as the Kotoka is on that airport, Ghana any year.
Yeah,
because you are worshipping the
doom of the country. Yes, he doomed us. So I think
what the hell is this?
You know the last time we were, I think in Ghana Month history, they were talking about history, and then we realized that
1 year after the motorway was built,
when he 1 year after the Akosombo Dam was when
he was overthrown. Everything is in 1965, all the big projects.
After the big projects,
1965. See, I'm telling you, nobody in the older generation needs to be respected.
Wow.
By the young, they didn't do
us any good
for this country, not even one.
You know, when they talk about prosperity, will judge you.
You're not thinking about the future one. Every project that Nkrumah did that you didn't even touch in the next 60 years, the 60 years after his overthrow, or 50 years, they've not touched any of those projects. Motorway, they are struggling to even keep it whatever. Akosombo Dam, they've not even added one. It still serves as the biggest source of our electricity, single source of our electricity in this country. Months after that, they say they are suffering because they can't buy milk. Yeah. They can't buy milk. That's why they overthrew Nkrumah.
When he's brought electricity.
Sitting here.
Ironically, Ghana is the country where elders like to be respected the most. What are we respecting you for?
For me, sitting here as a layman and hear all of you speak, it gives me the idea that
you also know.
Yes. So it gives me the idea because all the suggestions that you've professed, these are very brilliant ideas. So then, how are we getting this leadership gap?
Let me take a roll call in this.
How are we then getting? Yes.
Apart from the graphics and the video people, none of us is in what we wanted to do or what you want to do.
You've made your point.
Like, what can the youth do to set up on the path of self-actualization and success that you can say it is the state? That's
the question now. How can the youth free themselves from this shackle?
Go and join Tain or Tescon. Because clearly, as a country, if you want the state to benefit from the state, then you have to be a politician. And that is why everybody is going into politics. Politics is not meant to be the cash cow for any individual. It's supposed to serve. We have masters, we don't have leaders. That's why he said that for us, politics is our problem. I think democracy is our problem as a country. Because of democracy, everybody is allowed to free them, like speak their mind, right? And then you can promise heaven and deliver rubbish and you are still in power. Nobody has risen up to say that this current situation we are in as a country is not what I was promised, so step down. We do not have that power as a country because you are afraid to be intimidate you. We don't want to be the next Bongo ideas who is picked up and done by the whole security services of this country.
The same constitution that gives them that leeway to do all the things they are doing also has a provision. Also has a provision where if you are not working well, you can be removed from office. Take the highest office of the land, the presidency. You can be impeached
by who?
By the legislature.
But the legislature is a party. Exactly. So how are they going to impeach him? That is our problem. We do not have checks and balances. Do we have checks and balances in the country? No. This is the first time that we have a parliament that has an almost 50-50. And that is not the goal. The goal should be a 70-30 so we can check the other side. Because things come into parliament that should never have been passed. And it goes through the system. And the executive secretary can confidently give Michael Oforiatta Jr. a scholarship and know that he will go scot-free. How? That immediately should be a step down because even in banking, PEP, politically exposed persons, you should flee from association with them because it puts you in a bad space. Whether he is needy or brilliant, we do not care. Once he is connected to the finance minister, he can afford to pay his school fees. There's Auntie Adjoa whose child is extremely. We are on social media every day. Someone is asking for. I have this kid 8 he got medicine. He can't go. We are funding those people, and you are funding rubbish politicians' children. How?
I really appreciate your passion on this subject. I really do. Your final take.
I think like what I was saying that why one of the reasons why Nkrumah was overthrown because of shortages but then there were a lot of infrastructural investment for the next 50 years. See, so the generation at that time, for me, they don't deserve any respect from me. Seriously.
Even the generation after, forget.
But apart from that, they would say, another visionary move by Nkrumah which is exposed by some of the problems we have today. It's the so-called multi-party system we have.
Right.
So now the biggest thing was that he was doing a one-party state,
Yes.
and then every time during that development paradigm, every country we started with who developed more than us today had one visionary leader. It's like by certain divine orchestration, you have that one person who
drag you off.
Yes, who gets like 2 decades and drags you.
So Ghana
out.
that
was what
We lost our opportunity.
But
that was
our
what-
second coming of
Second
Nkrumah,
coming is where-
we have to be hopeful.
Who is
Do
that?
we live in
Wait,
despair?
Let me tell you why I have no hope for us.
Okay.
You went to KNUST.
Yes,
You went
please.
to Legon.
Yes.
I mean, Legon and KNUST, they have both sides.
Right.
There has been no SRC president without scandal. And
Yeah,
if you look at
I
how,
even remember my
if you look at
SRC
how
president,
our
so-
politicians end up, they always start from tertiary politics or youth organizers. And our current SRC presidents, their secretaries, their financial secretaries, always end up in financial malfeasance. That is the politician you have for the next generation.
Wow.
That's the politician I have for the next 2 generations. Someone will say, okay, you complaining on YouTube today, why don't you join the politics? Unfortunately, we have a system where if you do not join them, they kill you. Not kill you in terms of like kill like
not
beggar,
literally.
but
Yeah.
like figuratively.
Exactly.
You are either joining the bandwagon still, fleece, or we push you aside and we bring someone else who can. So I don't see any hope for us in the political system we have developed.
Wow.
We need somebody like Kenyatta,
Okay.
who damns politics like an individual. And unfortunately, Cheddar is not it for me. But like an individual who is not party associated.
Okay.
Who would come in and select his people when he is in power. And you are afraid. Because that man is a military man. Plus
Oh, you
a
mean
politician.
Kigami?
Kigami, sorry. You cannot do that.
Rwanda.
For Rwanda. We need somebody like that. But in this terrain we have where today is NPP, tomorrow is NDC.
Useless stuff.
I think Mahama can be our difference.
Okay.
I'm not poaching him because he's NDC, but I'm poaching because he has 4 years. He has nothing to lose.
Right.
Because after 4 years, if he comes on after 4 years, he won't be president again. So what will I do if I was Mahama and I get the nod in my next 4 years? I am changing everything, infrastructure and system constitution that we need. Everything constitution that we need to change. That is
In
what
fact,
you need
seriously,
to do. And
if Mahama
once you
wins-
do that, the next people who will come, whether they are meant to still or not, empower institutions. Because today, every single institution that we have that's supposed to run the country without
appointed
politics,
by the president.
come on. If I am the how do you call it, Shraj
It's
boss.
non-existent in
If I'm the Shraj boss, all these talks that we are saying on the let him Secretariat step down. He's
Actually,
our
that
party
is
person.
Shra's job.
He's our party
Really.
person.
That is Shra's
We
job.
brush under the carpet. We've moved on.
You
After
know,
all,
there
Ghana
used to be a
don't do
position
anything.
called the ombudsman, who is like someone who holds all these things, the social contract, abuse of power. He's supposed to be independent. So that's what was morphed into Shraj. You know,
Shouldn't be a person
and
like
they are the ones who are supposed to uphold proper conduct for politicians. They are the ones who are
Civil
supposed to
servants
ensure
in leadership.
that anybody who gets political office before declare their assets and after they are monitoring those assets. Unexplained wealth by a politician. Last time I drove past E.T. Mensah's hotel at Mensvik at East Lake, I was like, seriously, can a politician
salary
do this? Can a politician salary in the UK do this? Can a politician salary in America do this? All the things for all the you go and look at the property.
What answer did you get?
I keep saying, look, we need to. Ghanaians must really be.
What are we doing? Angry to what
You need
extent? To what end? So
no,
we are angry. We hate
so
the
that
street, and then what
there's
happens?
deafening reactions to things like this.
Like the way Mahama
That's what I'm
suffered
saying.
with our reaction to Doomsaw. there was a reaction. The reaction was terrible that it's immediately affected his re-election, right?
Right.
But we are not doing anything like that under this government. Of course, were you not here when people were sprayed because they went to the streets?
Yeah.
So you're afraid.
Right.
You are afraid to go out there. The only place we have as a country, and I'll keep saying it, to vent is social media. And even that, social media, if you don't take care, bongo ideas will happen to you.
So that one, we don't know if anything is happening.
Please, it happened.
Yeah.
At this point, in today's case, I want to agree it happened.
But do you agree that Ghanaians are not angry enough? Let us know in the comment section. And whilst you're doing that, don't forget to subscribe.
The youth that are there doing so, I mean, the same week that this scholarship secretariat.
Yes, and you can tell that the anger in the studio. So let us know your thoughts. And whilst you're doing it, subscribe. Just rock, like, share.